Wonderful.
You might be able to tell my performance on ADC.
Okay. That's why we're here.
Not
That's why
been,
we're here.
yeah.
All right. Let's see. Level 8. How long have you been playing for?
I mean, consistently, it's been off and on, but I would say recently I've been playing for about a month or two,
Mm-hmm.
consistently. But
Okay.
I played in the past,
Okay.
just quit and never really retained.
Yeah. Are you wanting to look at like some mechanic things, or you wanted to look at like how to play ADC in like in Rift, or what do you want?
Trying to get better kiting and spacing mainly, so I guess mechanics.
Sure. All right. So I'll show you some things that I have to. And I see you have a Jinx game on there. Would you want to see it on Jinx, or do you want to see it on?
Anything's fine. I was just playing Jinx because I know she has pretty high attack speed, and I was just trying to get better at it, so it doesn't really, no preference.
Okay.
Buildings or people.
Okay. So there's a couple exercises that you can do.
Shooting.
One of the easiest ones. Well, should probably do it with the Sword and Sword.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay, first the thing that you want to make sure that you have on ADC is like the A move, which is when you I think the default is when it's on A, and it's an attack move, and it brings up your range like this. Um, and if you watch like high elo players, or if you a lot of people do it, but it is a range like 80 carry or range anything. It's always super important to be like right clicking and then a clicking just to see where your range is at. That way, if anybody ever comes into your range, you already know, like you don't have to guess. And you can even see, even though it looks like it's like outside, you can still hit the champion. I don't know the exact reason for that, but I just know that that's the case. Um, so then a way to just initially practice um, like kiting would be like just come into the practice tool, a click, and then try and move around the dummy at max range like this. Um, but obviously you're gonna want to do it at max attack speed. Like the better or the closer to max attack speed you are, the better it is. So once my lethal tempo stacks reset, I'll show you a good way to do it.
You have that bound to A.
Yeah, I have mine bound to A. There's another one, so let's see. Yeah, player attack move I have on A. Player attack move click is T. So I'll show you the difference between those here in a second. A just shows you this, and then if you left click, you see like how it clicks red instead of green
Yeah.
like that. That's like the difference there. So like even if I pull it up and I just right click, it'll just move. Where if you left click, it'll attack anything that's in range. And if there's like minions or anything else here, it's gonna attack whatever's closest. So let's see. So if I click there, it's going to attack that one. Click there, it'll attack that one. Which makes it nice because like that way you don't have to be like perfect on some of your clicks. Because when you're in a team fight and there's a Cho'Gath who's like double the size of this dummy and the Teemo that's half the size of this dummy, it gets hard to switch between those targets sometimes. So it's nice whenever you can just kind of click in the area. And even though I'm clicking outside, like right here, it still is going to attack whatever's in your range and whatever's closest. The only thing with this one, though, is that if there's wards or minions around, it will hit those as well. So that can be a struggle, which means that you'll have to be more accurate sometimes. There's also just attack move, which I have bound to T. And it's the same thing, but it's just, I don't have to pull up the range, and I just hit T. I have no idea what the default for that one is.
Yeah, I've been playing around with the keybinds, and I guess the main thing is it's just repetition. It seems like because it just feels awkward to click A and then
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I still remember the first time I did it, and I was like, I'm never gonna do this, and then now I never stop doing it. One thing to kind of like test your progress on it is, so if you get like the DPS of your character, so we'll do 8 attacks. So 84 and 8 attacks, and I'll let the lethal tempo reset. And this was actually an exercise that a challenger player gave me whenever I was trying to learn my mechanics as well. You attack, come back out, attack, come out of range, attack. And then however close to that number, so it was 82 and I'm at 71, which isn't very good. That's how good that's how you're like kiting kind of thing, or like your movement. And then you can do the same thing when you're moving around like this. This is going to be a really bad number. Oh, not so bad. So you can test it out like that. So like 81 out of 82. That first click was really bad, but the rest of them were good, so it made up for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So I just got to do a lot of practice on that.
Yeah. And then the other keybind that I would recommend for you is target champions only. So are you able to see my cursor or no?
I cannot.
Wow, I don't know why that's there must be a setting on Discord where I can show that. Anyways, let me see. I'll figure it out later. Anyways, there's a setting where you can do target champions only. Oops, that's not it. Okay, target champions only. Yeah, I have mine on C. This is by far the most important. Okay, second most important, other than attack move on ADC, like for your attacking, because this will make it where I don't know if I'm able to spawn a.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, let me do this. So even though I'm right clicking on these, which I have auto attack on. I don't remember where that is. There we go. Okay. So even though I'm right clicking on these, like you see where the green thing is popping up, I can click all I want on this minion and it's never going to attack because I have attack champions, or yeah, target champions only. But as soon as I take it off, it'll start attacking.
And does that work? As you were mentioning earlier, that doesn't, regardless if that's on, it doesn't affect the attack move click.
Right. Yeah. Attack move click. It'll still attack whatever's closest to it, and that's the trick that you kind of learn through. Like you can still make a attack move click with the minions nearby, but like when target champion only is on, I can click all the way here, which is always nice whenever like. So if you're in a Baron fight, or okay, you're in a dragon fight, and the dragon is up, and it's like right here, and it's like you don't want to click the dragon, but you have to click that. Another one would be if you're turret diving, and the enemy is back here. Let me turn those off. There we go. Yeah, so they're back here, and it's like, okay, especially if you're playing with locked camera, it's like, how am I supposed to hit this? It's behind the tower. If you have target champions only on, it doesn't matter. You can hover all you want over the tower, and it's not gonna make a difference. This is huge when turret diving for sure. And then you turn it off, and I'm hitting tower again. So, make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I did. Oh, yesterday, because I was playing around with the keybinds a lot,
Mhm.
I saw the setting where I can do the attack move to left click. I don't know if that was a bad idea or not. If I should.
I I don't see an issue with it. So keybinds are totally like your preference as far as um how like you get used to playing. Like I play with my ward on 1, which to a lot of people is really weird because it's on 4 for everybody else. Um, but it yeah.
It makes sense though.
It,
I understand that.
I did it whenever I was playing. I used to play jungle, and for whatever reason, I wanted to ward hop easier with Lee Sin, and I thought that was the way to do it. And after I changed it, I never went back, even though I don't play jungle anymore.
Okay, so it seems like the way you do it is so long for kiting, you just use the attack move, not the attack move click as much.
Yeah,
Or
I use attack move. You can use like a lot of times. It's a mix. I mean, it's whatever you start to get good with. Because if there's only one person that you're kiting, and let's just for argument's sake say that they're just chasing me, but I'll keep them right here. So while I move, like if there's only one person, then I can just use right click then attack move like this, and I won't even bring it up. Like that kind of a thing, or
so, I see.
but the
Slot.
yeah, the important thing is so there's a lot of champions with like attack animations that you can kind of cancel. Jinx isn't necessarily one that has a super obvious one, but it's like so you see how like whenever she shoots, she kind of stands there and like lets her minigun kind of recoil a little bit.
Yeah, I do.
You can kind of make that short. There we go. You can make that shorter where it's like you don't see that animation at all. So you shoot and you're gone. And that's what you want. Like that's whenever you're kiting the best, because if I sit here wait for that whole animation, then it you're just standing there longer. But also the danger with that is you can cancel autos, which I have lethal tempo stacks. It would be pretty hard to cancel an auto right now. Let me get that out. Like this. Yeah, so that's the danger of it, but like that's what you have to get good at, where it's like you auto cancel the animation, go out. Somebody who has a really obvious one is like Azir. Ironically, his is super easy to show just because of how his animation looks. I'll show you real quick, and then if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them.
All right. I think I see here.
And then, how are you? All right, like as far as like the flow of the game for ADC, I can give you like basic idea of what you want to do, or if you feel like you just want to take care of your mechanics first, that's totally fine.
I mean, like, the game-wise, I mean, I'm a top laner normally is what I've been playing, but I've been wanting to get better at range because I'm tired of playing against range top and it's like mashing my head against the wall.
Yeah.
and so that's why I'm pretty much I want to switch to ADC,
Felt.
and especially because next season, because 7 items seems kind of neat.
Yeah, for sure.
And
One thing that I heard, I don't know if you know who like the boss SFF is. One thing
yeah,
I
do.
heard, I heard him talk about. So if you're playing against ranged top laner, if you take Oracle Lens, and if you're like healthy, of course, and they go in on you, you can go into a bush and then just Oracle Lens, so that way they can't, even if they put a ward in, they can't see you. And they have to come into you, or they have to just go away. So that's one small trick to play against range top. That I'm not a top laner though, so I wouldn't do too much of that myself. But okay, so this animation is a lot easier to see what I'm talking about here, because if there's this like electricity thing between him, and if you ever watch pro play, you'll see this all the time, where you see how like the electricity kind of pulls with him.
Yeah.
That's like the animation cancel that I'm talking about. That was a really good one.
Yeah. It's a lot faster.
Right. Versus if you just sit here and wait, I'm not gonna get as far. Pulling back because it makes it look easier. I mean, makes the line more obvious. So, anyways, those are the basics of it. As far as like character specific things, there's a ton of stuff there, but like I would mostly worry about kiting first, especially if you're playing people like Jinx, and I saw Zeri in your games. Which Zeri is obviously a little different because it's mostly you're using Q to kite and everything. Kale's
Yeah,
also
and
another
I guess-
one. Yeah.
Yeah. I should ask. In one of the let's see, what game was it? Like I know for top lane when you have a bad matchup, like you just kind of sit in a tower and accept your fate. But as like for this case, um, like I think yes, I'm trying to find the game. Oh yeah, yesterday I was playing Zeri again, and there was a Brand on the other team,
Mhm.
and that was my the other ADC, and I
Mhm.
kind of just couldn't lane. So in that scenario, should I just kind of accept my fate, like in top lane, or should I try to get CS and stuff? Like, what should I do in that scenario? Because I was just getting rocked. I couldn't do anything.
Which game was it? You were
It was
playing.
the Zeri, and it was there's a Pantheon support.
Okay. So it's tough because like there's lanes that are hard, but there's always ways that you can play them. If you fall behind, then you're kind of like doomed to the situation. It's hard to answer like without knowing the whole context of everything. But like I ideally, if let's just say that you're in a bad situation where I don't know. I've got a couple games in here where I get stomped, but I also have some games in here where I did pretty well. Let me see if I still have some. Okay.
Pretty consistent.
Sometimes. Sometimes it's really bad.
Yeah.
Those were also arenas or ARAM, so
Oh, I see.
but this game where it's like Nautilus is always like one of those champions where it's like it feels hard to play against him. But the idea bot lane always is get priority in your lane, and I'm playing Caitlyn, so it's way easier because she has so much better wave clear than Xayah early. Level 1, the first 3 waves are what determines the state of your lane, and my Galio is trolling. He's showing up late, which is horrible. But it doesn't matter because they don't know how to play either. So I'm just trying to get wave priority. So if you're playing Zeri against a Pantheon, a lot of people over respect engage supports level 1s, which is hard. It's like if you're playing against a Pyke, it's like he does a ton of damage, and he does, but he only has one ability. And your support hopefully has one ability too, whether it's an enchanter, a mage, or something. So, but you get the lane advantage like this.
Yeah, just pushing.
And now, yeah, so now I'm pushing, and they can't, like, I have this little, even though it's only one minion, it's still protecting me. And then you get the rest of the, keep pushing the other lane. And now I know I have lane priority because I have 3 melees, and they only have 2. So I don't have to hit it as hard. And anytime he walks forward, I'm always checking my range to make sure that I can hit him. And I signaled all in way late, but... Anyways, and then you kind of use this to determine the rest of the lane. And then whenever he does make a stupid decision to go in, then we punish him for it. And then, okay, so in this scenario, let's just assume that you're the Xayah or whatever, and you're like, I can't play against Caitlyn. She outranges me. Galio is a disengaged champ, or a counter-engage. It's like, what am I supposed to do? You spam ping your jungler to help. And if they don't help, then you have a couple options. At this moment right here, oh, that's a good one. I would fake back. So I would come back here, especially because I'm low. I would come back here out of vision, act like I backed, and hope that the Caitlyn is going to hard shove this wave. I would never show, ever, in this moment. You pretend that you back all the way back here, so that way they don't see you. They think you're gone. They hard shove this wave, and then they will back when they're low. If she was full health, it'd be different. And then Caitlyn backs. Now, I still back because I'm gonna have a way better buy than her, but it's kind of just one of the situations that, like, if you're in that situation, that's what you have to do.
I see. So just I could decide and try to get. So after they recall, just push wave back and. So you can
Yeah,
recall
yeah.
again.
If you have enough wave clear to push it under tower before they get back, that's the best. Like, but at level 3, the only one that I think would be able to do that is like Sivir, and maybe Jinx actually, because that'd be hard, especially on a cannon wave. So
it just depends. Okay. And okay, I'm trying to see. Then I guess for ADC, at what times do you side lane versus team fight or like objectives, etc.?
ooh, good one. That I won't say. So ADCs, like most roles, it's like lane phase should be over by 14-15 minutes. Ideally at 14 minutes, if you don't have the tower when the turret plates drop. Obviously, this is assuming that you're winning, but that's the goal. That you get a lead in lane, you use it to take tower, which means that you have to be pushing waves. And when you do that, so about 15 minutes you go mid lane, and you almost always go mid. You go mid, you get priority on the mid lane wave, which means you push it first, and then you go to the objective. I had a really good example, but I played too many games and it's gone. I'm assuming I probably do the same here if I play correctly. Actually, I can almost guarantee it. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to, but it's just easy to show you. So I took lane here, or turret here really quick, just because Caitlyn's so good at it. And then play this wave, but from here, I'm just gonna go mid, and I ping that I'm going mid to let Akali know, hey, it's your time to go bot. And at this time, even Xayah and Nautilus need to go mid. And the reason that is, so there's a lot of reasons, but most of the reasons that I tell people is, number one, this is a really long lane. Both top and bot are really long. Like, this is covering like the entire screen, versus I can almost see both the towers when I go mid lane, and there's no chance of that bot lane. So if you get caught out here as an ADC, that you have way longer to go backwards than here. And most ADCs, like, you need protection. You don't have 18 dashes like Akali or Lee Sin or Sylas. Anybody that catches Xayah out of these three, down here, she's 100% dead, even if her support's with her. I mean, she's just, like, especially when you're this far behind. But the most important thing is your support, she's pulling her support down here. So that means that the next objective that's up here, which is going to be Herald at 15 minutes, her support's down here, which they'll be able to fight for Dragon, but they won't be able to fight for Herald because they're going to be outnumbered. Whereas if they were both mid, her support's able to go to any side of the map and help out where they're needed rather than just bot side. So That's the other really bad thing that people do when they just go to a side lane. But the idea is you push out mid, like just like this, and then you go to the objective and you take Drake. Now we get a pick. So, and then once it's guaranteed, I go away from Dragon because I'm like, I don't need to help out. But then I come here, push mid, and then Herald will be up in 2 minutes. So my guess is I'll push this one out in one more.
So basically, it just seems like up until laning phase is done, like which is about like when you get first tower, like 14, 15 minutes, etc.
Yeah, but
Then
if it
bot
goes
lane.
past 15 minutes, you still want to get out of bot lane. You don't want to stay there for too long, just because all of the objective, like the important objectives, really start to spawn.
Because the Rick Rail just spawned, so the goal should probably be around like 14 minutes, 14:30 around there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then they're all dead, so I'm not even worried about it. I'm just taking mid. Yeah. And just right back mid.
Yeah. And for the rest of the game, you just kind of do the same thing. Just
Yeah. And they get
sit
that.
mid until.
Yep. And I get this. So, and that's all.
And
Anyways.
do you ever take jungle camps, like at all? Or
Oh, all the time.
is it rare?
All the time. No. So if I was coming out of mid lane here, and this camp was up, it's a little bit harder. Like if you're not ahead, but if you're ahead, you can take these camps really quick. Okay, but yeah, there, push mid, take this. There was a game. It was probably the best I've ever played in my life, but it's too far in the past now where I can't. It's past 20 games. But yeah, you push mid, and then like let's say you're here and you see that the jungle camp spawn. Instead of just going up mid, if you feel safe enough, you can come up through here, take raptors, and then go back. Or you can take mid, take wolves, and then back up. And that helps your CS a lot. But even at this point, I mean, I'm not farming the best in the world. It's 20 minutes. I've got 180. So this one I could have pushed mid, but I thought it was more worth it to come down here first, just because their Scions did, and Icon's really important. But he's leaving next season, so you don't have to worry about it for long.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I think I got the basic scenes like practice at this rate,
Hmm.
and then I should probably add like champion wise. Who do you? Is there anyone you recommend?
Yes. Since you're Zeri is a tough one. The good thing about Zeri is she's kind of straightforward, but like her mechanics are very like it's very involved just because it's her Q and then her auto. So that one's hard. I'd say Jinx is always a great pick. I think she's one of the best ADCs to start on to learn. Ashe is also a great pick. Caitlyn's good. Any of these high range auto attackers is fine. And Caitlyn's going to be less auto attacking than Jinx or Ashe, so it might be like an easier step towards it. Ones that I would stay away from would be Vayne is really hard. Kallista's tough. Draven's really, really hard. I don't even know where Draven's at on my mastery chart. Oh, Yunara's a good one too. She's a really good ADC to learn just because her kit's super straightforward. But if you're looking for more of like a caster kind of a thing, like not like you still kite, but not nearly as much, then Misfortune's a good one. Jhin is a good one. Smolder's a fantastic one to learn on, especially if you're like when you're first starting out, because people don't know how to end the game, and Smolder scales super, super hard. Varus is always a safe pick just because you can build them so many different ways, but otherwise, yeah. There's very specific mechanics that you can learn for things like Kaisa and Zaya, Ezreal too. And then I would
So,
stay away from Aphelios until you've learned how to play ADC. But
Oh, yeah.
what's up?
Sorry, right.
I was gonna say, like, at the end of the day, like I'm trying to like give you like if you're wanting to like really grind and go at it, like play these champions. But if you want to like continue to play League and have fun, then just play whatever you think is fun. Like I don't want to make it seem like, oh, never play these champions because they're hard until you learn the game, because I'm still learning the game, and it's like, well, you know, you've got to play different things to learn how to play them. One of the best ways to figure out like matchups is like I remember I never played Lucian. Like Lucian's all the way down here because when I first started, I never played him. And then I finally started playing him, like, wow, this is really fun. And then you kind of learn how to play against champions as you play them. Because it's like, oh, well, this person was able to just do that to me, and I didn't know that I could engage at this point. So
Yeah, I might just try out multiple things.
yeah,
And
that's what I recommend.
yeah, I was gonna ask and I freaking forgot. Um, damn, I forgot. That's annoying.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'll just try it and figure out what I like.
Yeah.
Besides that, I don't know what else. I could
What
really
top
ask.
laners do you typically play? Because based on that,
Typically, okay, I play Scion a lot, and the reason is because before the bounty system changed, I really enjoyed that Instinct strat.
oh yeah, gotcha. Well, there's no ADC like that unless you want to play Kog'Maw, but that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. No, at this rate, it just seems like I'm mainly playing. I'm trying to learn ADC, so I like if there is a range matchup, I can play range into it.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of want to be an ass, so I'm just gonna play Heimendinger a bit.
Yeah. There you go. Kog'Maw's another good auto attacker. His kit's very straightforward. I don't know where he went. Yeah, Kog'Maw.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. You were saying like how low ranked like players or new players, etc., don't really know how to end the game.
Mhm.
Like, I guess what a good idea to figure out like to end the game. Just go for Baron or Soul, push towers, and just try to do that, or is there a better strategy?
I mean, yes, but it like you have to take it correctly. Like you can't just like, okay, so the number one I've not been coaching long. I've just started doing it for like the past month or so, but I've actually had the chance to coach a lot of students. And the number one thing that I see on everybody is like they'll show me a game where they're like, I got a lead and I couldn't end the game. Like I couldn't win the game even though I'm 15-0. Like why couldn't I win? And it's because they didn't push lanes. Like they didn't push mid to go get the objective. It was just they just went to the objective. Their team fight lost because not pushing mid makes it so your team doesn't have prio and the enemy team can enter from all different kinds of angles. Or they would win a team fight and then they wouldn't push mid or push bot or top or whatever lane needed to be pushed because they're like, oh, I'm low health, even though nobody on the enemy team is alive or just the support is alive. They're like, I only have like 400 health, so I'm gonna back. And it's like, why? Like you can just push and end the game here rather than doing nothing. So it's like the tempo that you get, you need to capitalize on it and always be like assessing the map and what you're able to get. There's a lot of points in the game where like the balance of the map, let me see. Not to show a game, but like so like the map, if you're looking at it where you see like obviously if it's one top laner, one jungler, one mid, two bot. But if you see there's 4 top and they're all fighting, there's no objective and you're pushing bot or you're pushing mid, it's like, okay, well, instead of just pushing this wave and backing or pushing this wave and going up and getting to the end of this team fight, I'm going to push this wave, get this tower, and if they're still like up there doing nothing, I'm going to push this next tower and I'm going to get that. That happens all the time. Even in my games, that happens all the time. All the time where people will fight over nothing. And the amount of times I see it in like the lower, like I said, it happens in my elo. It happens everywhere. So just one of those things where it's like you got to pay attention to the balance of the map. So if there's 4 top on the enemy, 4 of your guys, and just you and the enemy support that you don't know where they are, then you can push and take everything. And that's how you end the game. So many people think it's just about like getting kills because you get more kills, you get more gold, you're going to win the game. Kills are important, but the only way to win the game, unless they forfeit, is to take all the towers and then take Nexus. So it's like Let me see. If I had to guess, yeah, like this game, I had 18,000 damage to turrets, which is almost 4 turrets taken just by myself. Zaya didn't even take one. Turrets are 5,000 HP. And the only other one on my team that did any damage to turrets was Silas, really. Nunu did 0, which is insane. When you see that stat, it's like, well, they're just playing to not end the game. Jungles, it's a little harder. I try not to hold them to that standard, but still, they should have some.
So it just seems like, so long story short, it just seems like if there's their entire team's on the other side of the map, just go hit towers and wait until they answer you, kind of. It seems like.
Yeah, kind of. Um, like you don't want to be like a split pushing ADC. Like you want to be at team fights, but you want to be at team fights that make sense. So if there's nothing, like when I was telling you, like push mid, go to the objective. If you push mid, there's no objective to fight for, and they're all fighting bot lane, even though Dragon doesn't come up for another 3 minutes. Then just keep pushing mid. Like what is the point of showing up to a fight where you're fighting for nothing? Like you're gonna get more gold getting towers because I forget how much mid lane gets, but like the second tower gives like 650 or 700 gold for the person that takes it. If it's just one person, it splits it among like people if there's multiple people. But that's 2.5 kills worth of gold almost just for taking tower, plus all of the minion waves. Like 2 or 3 minion waves is enough for a kill. So you push 3 waves, you take 2 towers. That means you essentially got a pentakill just about, which is an insane amount of gold. And so you'll come to realize like you get way more gold the better that you play the tempo on the map. And then you use that gold to get priority mid, go to Baron, get priority mid, go to Elder Drake, get things like that. Because of course it is way easier to end the game when you have Baron and Elder and Soul. Like you have to be playing for those things. But then if you're behind, it's kind of like a give and take. I can't just tell you always do this because League's not that kind of game. It's not like chess where it's like these pieces do this, you always do. Like obviously I'm not saying chess is very one dimensional, but like kind of a thing where the game always starts this way. There's different matchups where it's like you would mix up the pieces kind of a thing. So it's more like I don't know, poker maybe. I have no idea.
Something like, I see what you're getting at.
Right.
And okay.
Oh no, I would just ramble on and repeat myself. I don't want to get stuck in that habit.
Yeah, okay, so I see. I think that's a pretty much, I don't know what else I could really ask.
Mhm.
Um
Yeah. I mean, just try and have fun. I don't know if you duo with anybody or if you play. Like people have asked me like if it's worth it to duo with somebody, and I give them like the answer of like, okay, if you're wanting to climb and be like super serious about it, no, I personally don't think it is. Um, but if you're wanting like to play League, anytime like I'm playing and my friends hop on, I try and stop playing ranked to go play like ARAM or TFT or something with them because that's why I play League to have fun with my friends that live halfway across the country. Um, I'm not making money off of playing this game, so if I'm not having fun, then something's wrong, and that's what I would avoid, especially when you're first starting out, because people can get crazy into it, and it's like this is gonna be so stupid. I've never even seen the anime. There's a scene in One Punch Man. I don't know if do you watch One Punch Man?
I haven't seen the new season, but I haven't.
Okay, well,
I've seen
it's not the new season. It's like one of the earlier ones. He's in this like tournament fight where he fights this one guy, and he destroys him, of course. And he's like, you're strong, but if you want to keep having fun, like don't get any stronger. And it's kind of that idea where it's like you can have fun in League, but then if you're like wanting to like really grind and get up to like master and challenger, it's like a chore because you have to like you've got to like study things, you've got to learn, get coached, all this different stuff, which is still, I think it's fun. I still think it's fun. But it's like it's a lot more effort than just loading up a game with your friends, playing for fun, and not worrying about like, oh, is my macro perfect? Is my spacing perfect? You can still work on those things, but just that idea of how much effort are you willing to put into something that's just a hobby kind of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, my whole goal is I want to get eventually I want to get diamond. That's really all I want to get up to. But
Super
I
super
mean,
possible. You can do it.
yeah, and honestly, I've said in the past, like, I don't really care how I get there. I mean, because I find League is fun when I'm winning, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like it's fun to win.
So I've literally said, like, in other people I've talked to, like, I don't care what I play, how I get there. Like, if I have to play range top Heimerdinger like 500 games, like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like, I'll do what I need to do.
yeah.
But
The yeah
yeah,
the thing that I'll say, and if you do this, what is so I do you even play ranked solo?
I have not played any ranked in League because my philosophy is like if I'm losing this hard in bronze lobbies and normal draft, I'm not gonna have much success in ranked.
That's fair.
Because I know the way I've played many ranked systems is after like so many games, you eventually just gain like absolute crap.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
with
I
MMR. It's yeah. People pay a lot of attention to some people like go to websites to check their MMR, which is like how much LP that you get depending on a win or loss. I try not to worry about it too much cuz if you as long as you're improving as a player, you're going to be climbing. My advice if I could put it in the most simple terms as far as excuse me, sorry, playing ADC and be push your lane, like know when you're weak side of the map and you have to back off, but otherwise push your lane, take tower, go mid, go to the objective, and that's it. And that's why everybody's always like, "Oh, ADC is so easy. Like the macro is so simple," and it is. I mean, when you're winning as ADC, like the game is so easy. Um, but like there's way more like nuance to it where all of the roles have some form of difficulty. And a lot of ADC struggle is the micro of it with the kiting and the positioning can get really hard and knowing when to do what. So because you're super squishy.
yeah, and yeah, I have one more question actually.
Yeah.
When kiting, do you play like because locked camera or how do you do that?
Oh, great question. Um, Unlocked for sure, but I kind of do like both. I use spacebar to hold it. Let me actually. I have a. Let me show you this real quick. I don't need to load anything up. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Oh, here we go. Okay. I coached a guy the other day. Let me change the thing that I'm streaming. And I was showing him this idea right here. So if you're playing with lock screen and you see this dummy, it's moving everywhere that you move. And obviously in game like they're going to be moving as well. But you're going to be doubling, if not tripling, their movement speed with dashes, and it's really easy to see on Lee Sin. So if you see where this dummy is right here, when I use it on unlock screen, it doesn't go anywhere. So I know exactly where to put my Q afterwards, which makes it really easy. But if I'm playing with lock screen, which I'm about to do here in a second, it moves all the way from here over to this side of my screen. So anytime that you're playing, especially if you're playing Zeri, because you can miss your auto attacks, which is crazy. um, Not crazy that like you miss it, but crazy that like there's a champion like that, which I think is cool. But like yeah, so imagine you're in a team fight, you dash across the wall, and all of a sudden the person that was here is now all the way over here, and so you're adjusting for that. And it's just one of those small things where it makes kiting a little bit easier. Like when there's dashes or team fights, but there are situations where I play with lock screen all the time. Like I'm not saying just never do it. I'm just saying like I recommend like toggling it like with your space bar, like holding your space bar, and like I'm holding space bar right now, and I do that all the time. Especially if you're playing like low mobile. But like on Jinx, whenever she gets excited, like when she gets a kill, you get one kill, it's like you get some movement speed. You get two skills, you're cooking. And now everybody across the map is like flying, and it's like, well, I can't keep track. So you tap spacebar, stun yourself, and then you do it because they're still moving at the same speed. You're just moving at the speed of light.
Okay, I guess yeah, that's something I'm glad I asked that because I've been playing around with it.
Yeah, it's
So
important. I like almost the entire lane phase. I say entire lane phase. Most of the lane phase, like I will play mostly locked, like kind of thing, where it's like I'll position it and then I'll move the camera a bit so I can see them, and then I just play, and then I'll recenter it and move it. Just like you always want to be able to see like the enemy, and it if you're only used to playing locked camera, I recommend using dynamic camera and then switching to free camera. Um, but because dynamic camera just allows for a little bit more motion and things like that, so.
yeah, I do wonder how the. Speaking of the dynamic camera, I'm wondering how WASD will affect
Oh yeah.
rank.
Yeah, me too. I've tried it a couple times in like ARAM. Feels very strange. I didn't like that I couldn't figure out whatever the keybind was to check the range, which I didn't like. So it felt like my attack speed was slower, funnily enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Seems like I just got a lot of practicing to do from here. So
Yeah. And the more you play, the more you'll get better. As long as you know like what buttons like to push and you try it out in game, you're gonna make mistakes, but you'll get way better at it real quick.
yeah.
So
Okay.
all right. Anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much everything. I really appreciate this. Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely, man. And if you ever like need it in the future where like you're like, okay, I got the mechanics side down, like now I need to know about like the macro kind of like the lane phase and things like that, just let me know. Be happy to help.
Yeah, I probably will definitely eventually will when I
Okay.
get that
Sounds
high.
good. Sounds good. All
Yeah,
right.
thank you so much.
Yep, no problem. Bye. All right. Well, I've got one guy that messaged me not too long ago. We'll see if he answers back and is free now. Otherwise, it's about lunchtime. I've been loving coaching though. It's been really fun. I don't know if I'll still love it after a while. But I think I've been improving myself after just talking to people. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to play a game. Doesn't seem like anybody's answering. Let's see if I can put what I preach into practice, yeah? How about that? I look like a bit of a bum. That's okay. Oi, oi, oi. I've got, let's see, I'm pretty sure I have 2 other students today. Let me check. Okay, I have one guy that hasn't told me a time. Is today Wednesday? Yes. No? Yes, okay. I've got one guy in 3 hours. So one guy in 3 hours, one guy hasn't told me what time. And then one guy tomorrow night. Anyways, let's learn some chess. How about that?
It's like, I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! And he just plays h6. You know, it looks like Java here is checkmating him, sacrificing pieces from his king.
Yo, what the? I can't believe that was the moment I paused it on.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! And he just plays h6. You know, it looks like Java here is checkmating him, sacrificing pieces in front of his king.
That's
And
funny.
he's just like, come get some. That's a very poor choice of words. Just throws him off the
Bro.
balcony. Like, queen h6, rook c7 defends the king. Apparently this position is equal, but it's really hard to figure out how it's equal. It's a draw now. Queen b4, he's like, draw. What do you say? Ain't no draw here. And he doesn't find the best move. He doesn't find the best move. Now you recheck, come back to play a little bit of defense. And in the chaos, in the scramble, the cocoon defense of every piece protecting the king runs away, but it is actually white who in the long run is going to get mated or lose the endgame. And in the scramble, our generic IC once... Queen to d2! Sacrifices the queen because the pawn mates the king. Rook e1 is a threat, queen d1 is a threat, the game is over.
That's crazy.
Queen d2 found in 2 seconds. No wonder this man won the group. He was on another level. And so now, may I take you to the most important round of the day. First of all, at some point Magnus had to play MVL. MVL is a World Blitz champion. Magnus goes into a Sicilian. MVL plays a sideline of a Sicilian. Look at this. White has
I'm rated like
pieces developed.
400, by the
The
way.
position is equal 'cause this is the Sicilian defense. MVL
I know
also had
all
an
of these
incredible day,
words.
playing very inspired chess, playing, dare I say, world champion caliber level chess. But in this game, he took a few too many liberties, and Magnus got a very imbalanced position of bishops versus knights, where one guy's king is just not as safe and is going to get pulled out of the king's side, the king's house. King's side is right side of the board. Gonna get pulled out of the king's castle and just bludgeoned, all right, in an open field. A4, it's just a matter of time. It would be a miracle if this game made it into an endgame. Queen e4, it's kind of an endgame, but it's a very aggressive endgame now. Black's still hammering down here. Rook c4, rook c8. It's impossible to defend this position. Like, rook g3, g6, and ultimately, Black will win the endgame because he's creating all the outside passed pawns, he's creating all the pressure. Now the damaged pawn structure, h5, and it's not a miracle that it made it to an endgame, it's a miracle that White hasn't lost yet. His pieces are all tied together. MVL is playing this game with tied shoes, like he's hopping around the board. He's not walking. Meanwhile, Magnus is just smashing, look at this, I mean, like, you didn't have a move. You couldn't move this, you can't 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 move this. And if you move this, I play G3H4. Bro, he made MVL tie his shoes together and push them off the top of the Eiffel. Like, I mean, look at this position. Magnus roars back with 4 straight wins after throwing his rook across the board and clotheslining all of the pieces, making another meme moment. You best believe I'm posting about it. Just incredible business out here. All the pieces completely tied together. So he
If I don't get a
MVL.
match
MVL was, like, very close to the top.
soon.
Right? Now, that's an
Wait, this is an
incredibly important
hour-long
win.
video. I'm not
And
watching this whole
now
thing.
Comes another very incredibly important win. This game
Might
between
end it,
Halsar
and then we'll come
Bill
back.
Dubov.
I think that's what we'll do. Because I kind of want to play Baldur's Gate today. So... Alright, that's it.